The Galactic Council chamber glittered beneath 1,000 stars, its walls woven from energy and arrogance. Representatives of 100 alien civilizations gathered in judgment, their attention fixed upon the lone human standing at the center. He wore no armor, no insignia, just a dark suit, unremarkable except for the quiet menace that clung to him like a storm waiting to break. His name was Commander John Voss, Earth's envoy to the Council. The Council had summoned him to answer for humanity's aggression, a convenient label they used whenever humans refused to bow. Voss had listened, patient and silent, as alien voices dripped contempt. To them, Earth was a savage backwater species, tolerated only for trade. But when the Council guard stepped forward to drag him away, he didn't resist. Not at first. They underestimated the stillness. To the aliens, it looked like fear. To those who knew him, it was the calm of a predator measuring distance. The guard struck him, forcing him to his knees, a calculated humiliation for the primitive envoy. The chamber laughed, a chorus of clicks, hisses, and roars. Voss lifted his head slowly, his eyes as cold as the void outside. The laughter died. Something ancient stirred behind that human gaze. Those who had studied human mythology might have recognized it, the same stillness spoken of in whispers on Death World 04, the same chill that came before cities burned. The council chair, a serpentine diplomat from Karath, leaned forward with a sneer. "Human," it said, "you stand before civilizations older than your sun. You will show respect." Voss smiled, and the room went cold. "Respect," he repeated softly. "You strike an envoy of Earth in open session, and you speak to me of respect." The lights dimmed for reasons no one could explain. The air itself seemed to retreat from him. "You really don't know, do you?" Confusion rippled through the delegates. "Know what, human?" hissed the K-Rotty chair. Voss rose without effort, though two guards held him down moments ago. He dusted off his suit with mechanical precision. "Who they sent?" His tone was calm, too calm. The translator drones hesitated, uncertain how to carry the weight behind his words. "You think you assaulted a diplomat?" He turned to face them all. "You assaulted the Baba Yaga." The name meant nothing to most of them, but the few who had encountered humanity's classified war record stiffened. The title wasn't a myth here. It was a code name. A ghost story. The kind soldiers told when the lights flickered on the edge of space, of a man who appeared where entire fleets vanished. The council chamber's energy shields hummed uneasily. The first guard moved. He never reached Voss. One moment he was stepping forward, the next, he was on the floor, armor split open like paper. The room froze. No one saw him move. The second guard's plasma rifle rose and disappeared into smoke and sparks as Voss twisted, silent, efficient, merciless. Panic spread. Security drones activated, hovering in formation. Voss spoke into his wrist. "MIC, calm as death. Echo Protocol. Authorization, Baba Yaga." Somewhere deep beneath the council station, hidden systems awoke, Black Ops code written by humans for contingencies exactly like this. The council chamber sealed itself. Windows polarized. Emergency shutters slammed shut. One by one, alien translators began to fail, emitting static. The lights flickered, replaced by an eerie red hue that pulsed like a heartbeat. Voss stood at the center, eyes reflecting crimson light. "You made the mistake of thinking I was here alone." Outside, the void trembled. From hyperspace emerged dark shapes, no insignia, no transponder signals. Human stealth cruisers, silent and invisible to most sensors, locked their weapons on the Council's core. Earth's fleet didn't broadcast warnings. They didn't demand surrender. They simply waited for his signal. Inside the chamber, chaos erupted. Diplomats screamed in a dozen languages, scrambling for exits that no longer opened. "You can't do this," the K-Rotty chair shouted. "You'll doom your species." Voss turned toward it, expression unreadable. "My species doesn't fear doom," he said. "We survive it. We define it." His voice carried the weight of every war humanity had fought and won. "You thought humanity was just another race to bully. You forgot what happens when predators corner the wrong animal." He walked to the central dais, where the council emblem shimmered, a grand symbol of unity and law. With a quiet motion, he placed his hand on it, overriding the system with human encryption no alien AI could break. The holographic seal of the council shattered, fragmenting into static. "You've assaulted the envoy of Earth. According to Galactic Code 14-9, this is an act of war." The Kairoti tried to protest, but the words never came. Voss raised a finger to his earpiece. "Execute containment." A pulse rippled through the station. All weapon systems deactivated. Shields failed. The human fleet's presence grew visible through the viewport, a constellation of judgment. "This was never about diplomacy," Voss said quietly. "This was a test. To see if you'd learned." He looked around the chamber, eyes burning like twin stars. "You haven't." The silence that followed was suffocating. Every delegate could feel it, the realization that the humans they mocked, sanctioned, and dismissed were no longer beneath them. They were beyond them. Something primal shuddered through the crowd, a collective understanding that the legends were true. The Deathwelders didn't bluff. Voss adjusted his tie, as if preparing for another meeting. "Earth doesn't start wars," he said, stepping toward the exit that now opened for him alone. "But we finish them." The door hissed shut behind him. Outside, the human fleet held its position. No shots fired. No demands made. The message was clear enough. Across the galaxy, word would spread, whispered at first, then feared. Humanity had sent not an envoy, but the monster from their darkest myths, and in the quiet aftermath, as the council tried to compose itself, a single phrase echoed through every channel, every encrypted feed. They thought they struck a diplomat. They woke the Baba Yaga. The silence after his departure was worse than the violence that came before. The alien delegates stood frozen, many trembling in forms of fear their species hadn't felt in millennia. The shattered council emblem still flickered on the dais, its broken light casting jagged reflections across the walls, like ghosts of a forgotten order. The scent of ozone and scorched armor lingered in the air, a reminder of how quickly one human had undone their illusion of superiority. The Kairoti chair slithered back into its hovering platform, its voice trembling. "Find him. Find that thing." Its aides hesitated, glancing toward the door that had sealed again the moment Voss left. None dared move. They had all seen it, how the chamber's AI recognized him, obeyed him. He owned the system now. Every door, every circuit, every defense drone, they were his. Far above the station, the human fleet remained motionless. 1,000 ships cloaked in obsidian armor blocked out the stars. Their configuration was precise, mathematical, beautiful in a way that terrified. It wasn't the chaos of invaders, it was the symmetry of executioners waiting for a command. Even the most advanced alien sensors couldn't fully scan them. They simply existed like black holes in space, patient and inevitable. And meanwhile, in the Council's secure command deck, panic bloomed. Technicians screamed as their consoles went dark, overridden by human encryption. The defense grid collapsed. Holographic charts filled with red warnings, error, Earth encryption, unauthorized access detected. No one had ever broken into the Galactic Council systems. Until now. Voss's voice came through every speaker simultaneously, calm and resonant. "Council members, I advise you remain in your seats. Emergency lockdown is in effect. Your cooperation will determine how this ends." His tone wasn't a threat. It was a statement of fact, like gravity or death. A reptilian commander from the Zereth Dominion spat defiance. "You think we will bow to a single human? It slammed its claw against a control panel, attempting to restore weapon systems. Sparks exploded, and the creature screamed as electricity arced up its arm. "You misunderstand me," Voss said quietly through the comms. "I'm not asking you to bow. I'm telling you to listen." At that exact moment, the Council station shuddered. From orbit, one of the massive human ships, the Vigilant Dawn, activated its kinetic battery. A single tungsten rod, unpowered, fell from orbit at relativistic velocity. It struck a barren moon nearby, carving a crater the size of a continent. The seismic readings hit the station's sensors like thunder. Every delegate felt the vibration in their bones. That, said Voss, was a warning shot. Silence. Then chaos. Dozens of species began shouting at once, translators struggling to keep up. Some screamed for negotiation, others for retaliation. But even the most warlike species, the ones who'd once challenged humanity's colonies, knew that any attack now would mean extinction. The Kairoti chair forced its voice steady. "Human, what is it you want?" Voss's hologram appeared before them, projected from the station's damaged systems. He looked as calm as when he entered. His eyes glowed faintly blue, a sign of the neural link interface he wore. "What I want," he said, "is respect. Not from fear. From understanding. You will not touch Earth, its colonies, or its people again. You will not sanction us, restrict us, or call us primitives. You will remember this day as the last time you underestimated humanity. You can't expect the galaxy to live under your shadow," hissed the Zirith representative, though its voice quivered. "Not my shadow," Voss replied. "Our presence." He stepped closer, his image towering over them. "You built this council to keep peace through fear of power. Humanity learned peace through the cost of it. That's what separates us." The hologram shifted, revealing footage, battlefields from across human history. Verdun. Stalingrad. Mars Colony Alpha. The Siege of Titan. Each frame carried screams, fire, and resolve. The delegates watched in horror as they saw what humanity endured to survive their own nature. "You think we're monsters," Voss continued. "You're right. We made peace with our monsters long ago." One of the insectoid ambassadors whispered something in its native clicks. The translator stuttered. You are the Deathworlders." Voss smiled faintly. "Yes. And that's why we're still here." As he spoke, systems across the Council began to reboot, but now, every display bore the insignia of Earth Command. A new seal replaced the shattered Council emblem, a human hand gripping a torch, ringed by the words "United Earth, we endure."